Y'all can sit here and try to act like colorism isn't real, but that shit real. I see it. If a woman, and honestly, I think because lighter skinned women have always been like the preference for a lot of black men, I think to some degree black men have been a lot nicer to them. So they probably have a different perspective than a darker skinned woman would anyway, because we have been like, well, like I said, I never classified myself as a dark skinned woman, but I'm gonna do it today. So we as women have been kind of disregarded because we don't have the aesthetic that a lot of men would prefer. So we kind of been treated differently.
They call me a god. 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 Let's go.
When women like me say it out loud, a lot of people act like they don't know what we're talking about. But see, I've been on the internet long enough. This is what I do professionally. I'm a UI UX designer, so I know the internet and social media through and through. I've been an IT professional for as long as I can remember. I had a YouTube channel 2008. I got on the internet for the first time maybe when I was like 21 or 22. I am 43. I have seen the fluctuations. I've seen what's popping and what's not. And I am telling you, colorism is all over this shit. It's everywhere. And the only way you'll be able to notice it is if you understand exactly what colorism is. And I think a lot of times young people that are on social media right now fling the word colorist or colorism around without necessarily understanding the definition of it. So when I sit here and I talk about colorism, I'm just talking about the prejudices, the things that people that are darker skinned experience, the unfair advantage that honestly no person should have to experience. A guy came in my comment section earlier and he said, when I said, oh, first of all, I said, I don't like when racially ambiguous women try to act like they don't know that colorism is a thing. And he came into the comment section and he said, why would you care? Like, why does it matter? You know, just like with height, some people don't want to date people of a certain height. And I said, I care about it. It's my trigger. It doesn't mean that you have to care about it. It means that's my trigger. You're not going to gaslight me into thinking that colorism isn't real, being as though I've experienced it. But if you've never experienced colorism before, you don't know what I'm talking about. You couldn't possibly be sensitive to it. So he was saying, well, with my height, with well, not my height, with height, women want taller men. And I said, there are women out there who will date short men because they short themselves. Like there's no such thing as heightism. But colorism is real. Colorism will stop a woman or a man from being able to get a job. It's plenty of black men out here who are struggling off of the fact that they're just black. And no one wants to give them an opportunity because they're black. And the closer they look to being a white person or acting like a white person or more light skin or a sport coat or know how to put on a suit and tie like a white man will do, then they'll be able to get the position or the job they want or the managerial position or the whatever they want to do. There was a guy I used to know in, oh my God, there's a guy that I used to know in Atlanta when I lived out there. He had to cut off his dreads because his dreads was making it difficult for him to advance in the company that he was working at. His dreads. How many times have we heard stories about how you can't go into corporate America with braids or you know, bushes and stuff like that? I know when I was young, I couldn't go and get an IT job with my hair all over the place. Like it was hell no. Hell no, it wasn't happening. I used to have to relax my hair or put some weave in it or something and slap that shit back in a ponytail because there was just no way that they was going to hire me with my hair all over the place. And then you should see the dirty looks I had when I did get the job. I'm at my job and I had my hair in braids. What? White people was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, I dare you wear braids to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. So the experiences that a lot of us are having, just because you don't have it don't mean that we're not having it. Heightism isn't a thing. I'm a short woman, right? Everybody taller than me. I'm 5 feet tall. Every man is taller than me. So I don't look at a man and be like, yo, he got to be 6 feet for what? Like he's t- I think women just want a man who's taller than them. I'm little as fuck, so everybody taller than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be looking like this at my man. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's just how it is. I've always had to do it. Always will. You know what I mean? So you can't compare that to colorism. Like colorism is a much more deep rooted thing. So do I hate light skinned women? No. But the phenomenon of adoring light skinned content creators who promote toxic messages isn't limited to Shira 7. Okay, another example is the Queen Maker. I don't know if y'all seen the Queen Maker, but this chick had y'all like confused because, and she still got a lot of women confused. I don't know if y'all know who the Queen Maker is, but she's like this lighter skinned woman that was originally doing videos on TikTok. I remember seeing her on TikTok, but she was dressed like a man. Like she was like she had on a ball cap. She was a truck driver, and I never seen her in a feminine light until like recently, where I seen people just start sharing her like crazy, and she's just dressed like a woman, and I'm sitting here confused. And then I seen people on TikTok surprised that she was a lesbian. And I'm like, how are y'all just now figuring out this woman is a lesbian? How are y'all sitting here listening to a woman give you advice when she a lesbian? How's she gonna give you advice about men? One of the most ridiculous things I think I heard her say was that men don't love. She was saying that there's this universal thing that's called love, and men just don't do it. And I'm like, that's no way that that's true. It's way too many men out here loving. They just love in a completely different way than women do. You can't expect a man to love you how a woman love a man. There's two different species right there. It's like it seems like men and women are so different, but so much the same in other things. So when she was saying that, a lot of the things that she was saying made sense to a certain degree, but then other stuff you hear just be like, like how y'all are with me. You know how sometimes you hear me, you be like, okay, sounds right. I got you. And the other times you like, man, But if you notice, more people hard on me. More people hard on me for not disagreeing with me than I seen them be with other women. I listen, when men start disagreeing with women on social media, they go so hard on darker skinned women. They are so much nicer to lighter skinned women. I read the comments. I can see it. Y'all can sit here and try to act like colorism isn't real, but that shit real. I see it. If a woman, and honestly, I think because lighter skinned women have always been like the preference for a lot of black men, I think to some degree black men have been a lot nicer to them, so they probably have a different perspective than a darker skinned woman would anyway, because we have been like, well, like I said, I never classified myself as a dark skinned woman, but I'm gonna do it today. So we as women have been kind of disregarded because we don't have the aesthetic that a lot of men would prefer. So we kind of been treated differently. And with me being a model, like I said, me being a model, I've been around plenty of other girls, and I've seen how other girls were treated just in a professional sense. And I've seen how they've been treated to where even if I was like my boyfriend, I catch my boyfriend cheating on me, I've noticed that it be like it'd be like some light skinned girl that he probably couldn't get unless he had some bread. Like I remember one time I was dating this guy. We was in a long term relationship too. He was a photographer. I was with him for like, oh my God, I was with him for like 3 years. That was a long time. I think I was like 25, 26 when I was dating him. Anyway, we was dating for a long time. Yeah, I was like 26, something like that. And when I found out he cheated on me, he was cheating on me with this model called Montana DeLeon. I never forget it. And Montana DeLeon hit up my phone, and she was like, "Girl, you need to leave this nigga."